Chug, 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 puff, puff, puff. Ding ding dong, the little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls, dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls, dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads, and the funniest little toy clown you ever saw. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could want. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat: big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops, and lollipops for after-meal treats. I'd like to talk with you today about a book, a story, and an engine, and I think that you'll probably find it all pretty familiar. This little book was a favorite of mine when I was a child. It's The Little Engine That Could, and this is the old Watty Piper version with the kind of old illustrations that hark back to about 1930. They've been updated a few times. This book is the first book that any child enrolled in Dolly Parton's Imagination Library receives in the mail. And it's not gold embossed printed on the front, but on a mailing label that book is packaged in is their name. And so if you've ever known a child enrolled in the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, perhaps your own children, grandchildren, neighbors, children that you know of at school, they love to know, is the mail here and has my book come? This book, of course, is symbolic. And Dolly Parton herself explains why The Little Engine That Could is the first book that every child gets. You probably know Dolly's story. You may love her as much as I do. You'd have to work pretty hard. I adore Dolly Parton, but I'm sure she's got some other fans in the room. Growing up as a poor child in Sevier County, Tennessee, not having much access to books, having a father who was illiterate but loved her and worked hard, Dolly tells herself that she wasn't a terribly great student and wasn't sure school was really going to be her thing, but she got her breaks in life. And her dream for every child growing up where she grew up was that they would be able, through education, through literacy, through learning, to grow up and dream and do and be what they want to do and be. And so in 1995, this is the story of Imagination Library. In 1995, Dolly Parton, through her Dollywood Foundation, began a project so that every child from 0 to age 5 in Sevier County, Tennessee, would get a free book in the mail every month, age-appropriate, researched, well-chosen book that someone could read to them. The project has grown since 1995 in one county in Tennessee to now include 3 countries, the United States, the UK, and Canada. There are currently over 1.1 million children registered in the program. 98.5 million books have gone out so far. And it's an enormous literacy project that takes 2 pieces of fairly basic research. And there is a good research base, and if you want to talk with me about it afterwards, I'd be happy to share or point you to their website and some of the things that the Dollywood Foundation can share on this. But they took 2 very basic things that we know to be true. Frequent reading to children is important if they're going to learn to read, and the number of books in the home is important if children are going to learn to read. And so the program takes the idea that if we put books in the home that belong to those children, here's hoping that somebody will pick that book up and read it to them. And hopefully, most of the time, that is what happens. In Barry County, we always do things just a little different. Ronna, I think I see you right out there. Where's Jeff? You can attest to this too, right? There's always a Barry County way, and I bet whatever county you're from, there's always your county's way of doing things. Well, the Barry County way that this came to be was that one Rotary Club president said to 2 other Rotary Club presidents, we need this. We need this for every child in Barry County. Let's do it. And so we did it, being the little engine that could. Now, let me go back to the book. In our story here, that little train starts up over the mountain, and she breaks down. And the little clown and all the toys and the good food and the peppermint drops and the books and jackknives, I don't know, times have changed a little. But anyway, all the toys, they aren't going to get to the children, right? So I'm leaving you in a little bit of suspense. You might remember that along came this shiny new engine, and he was too important to pull the likes of them. And then there was the big freight engine, and he was too strong and powerful and couldn't be bothered with a train full of toys. And then there was the poor, sad, rusty old engine who just said, I cannot, I cannot, I cannot. Well, in Barry County, my friend David Stoll, the president of the Delton Area Rotary Club, got a hold of the other Rotary Club presidents and said, let's do it. Let's find a way. We can come up with the funding. We don't know where this is going to go. We don't know how big this is going to get. So in the fall of 2016, we started the project with Barry ISD as a partner. How many Rotarians in the room, by the way? Can you raise your hands? Keep them up. Add your hand if you're a Kiwanian, a Lion, a Knight of Columbus, any other service club. Look around you. We are service club people. Thank you. Maybe just by virtue of our positions, but we're in it, and we're in it for every child. Service above self, right? So as Rotarians, as Rotary clubs, we said we're going to take this on and we're going to provide it for the whole county. When you start a project with Imagination Library, you get to set your boundaries. Somebody has to administer it. And so the crazy superintendent at the ISD said, I can do that, and I do, and I don't have an executive assistant. It's just one of those little tasks I do every day, but I enjoy working with it. In a fairly small rural county, we're up to almost 950 children currently enrolled. We've graduated about 150, so we've had that many more in the program receiving books through this initiative. And we are now working to partner with other service clubs, including Kiwanis, of which I'm also a member, as well as our community foundation and a number of other philanthropic agencies. So what's Michigan's story with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library? As I started doing my research, I wanted to share something that was important to me to get other people excited about. What I found out is I'm preaching to the choir here. Many of you already have the Imagination Library in one form or another in your county. It may not be for all children in your county, but touching your county or some community in your county. 45 affiliates have been registered in the state of Michigan. 48 out of 83 counties are touched. 57,000 children under the age of 5 in Michigan receive books every month through this program. 18 of our ISDs are the local champion. That's their term for the agency kind of running the deal, are the local champions for this, often through our Great Start collaboratives. 10 United Way agencies fund these efforts. In many cases, this is a big Rotary deal, but there's nothing that says it can't be other service agencies too. They're sponsored by literacy councils, community foundations, community action agencies, and many, many partners. And what we're doing through Imagination Library is putting books into children's hands and giving them the opportunity to be read to every day. So after the big, important, shiny, new, old, tired trains said they couldn't do it, you might remember that the little blue engine came along. And they asked if she would pull their train. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And she hitched herself to the little train. She tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged, and slowly, 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 they started off. Puff, puff, chug, chug went the little blue engine. I think I can, 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 I think I can. Up, 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 faster and faster and faster the little engine climbed until at last they reached the top of the mountain. Down in the valley lay the city. Hooray, hooray, cried the funny little clown and all the dolls and toys. The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us, kind little blue engine. And as the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say as she puffed steadily down the mountain, I thought I could, I thought I could, I thought I